So if you want your art to be seen, you have to share it. You have to get it in front of people. You have to go outside and share your art to the world. Right now it is around 11 o'clock a.m. and I am outside with my whole setup. So I have my table, I have prints, I have originals. Um, hey, and yeah, I'm just out here sharing the art. She said it was nice. You ran by, said it was nice. So people can see it. That's the only way people gonna see it is if you share it, put it out in the world. Don't be afraid. And so far today, I've made one art sale so far, and I plan on being out here probably until around 7 o'clock. You know, and this is the dedication that I have to this journey of becoming a full-time artist, of becoming, a well-known artist, is for my art to, sustain my lifestyle. You know what I mean? So I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I don't have to work in the system. I can just do this. You know, come outside, be free. I mean, that's really what I desire is freedom, true freedom. You know what I mean? And I feel free right now. Like I said, I have my table set up. I come out here, set my table up, share my art, and I just sit. I just be me. I just do me. I have a yoga mat out. I do my yoga. Um, have my guitar, practicing my guitar. Yo, this shit really hurts. I have my art notebook where I can just make some art out here. I have books. I come out here and read. Work on my business, work on my website, journal, take notes. You know what I mean? Like I come out here and I just share the art. And if someone decides that they want to come up to my table and they want to check it out, then beautiful, amazing. But I don't try to sharing the art. What I've noticed is there doesn't need to be any force with sharing your art. Don't force your art onto people. You know what I mean? Like, just show up, share it. And if they decide that if they walk by and they see the art, they see my art, they see my table, they see the prints, and they decide like, wow, that looks interesting. That looks unique. Who is this guy? I wanna know more about him. Let me come talk to him. Or let me come check out. Let me get a closer look. That's up to the people. You know, I cannot force someone to come and buy my art. It's not in my hands. It's out of my hands. It's into the buyer's hands. But I have this faith and this trust and belief that somebody's gonna buy my art. So I've been out here for 2 hours. I made one sale. So I know, like, if I post up all day, I have a trust and belief that I'm gonna make at least one sale. You know what I mean? So let the people come. I don't force my art onto people. I just share it. When people walk by, I don't say, hey, come check out my artwork, or you should come check me out. Come, because to me, it feels like force. It makes people uncomfortable. If I'm walking by in a mall, and it's those guys that's trying to sell you the shoe cleaner stuff, and they like, yo, come on, let me clean your shoes for you. Like, it's like people are, they're trying to force you to buy something. They're pressure, and I don't like that feeling, and I don't want to do that to people. I used to say, like, come check out my art and stuff, but I don't do that anymore. Post up, and I just do me, and I allow the people to come, because if someone wants to buy your art, they're gonna buy it. You know what I mean? If they don't want to buy it, they're not interested, they're not gonna buy it. You can't really make somebody buy your artwork. You know, like the young lady who came and bought my art today, she came up and she knew automatically she was gonna get something. She already decided in her head before coming that she was gonna leave with a piece of art. She came up and was like, you know, gotta see which one I'm gonna get. She already decided in her mind. She got something for her mother. She knew that her mother would like one of my artworks, and she already knew. So there's no reason for me to force or try to get a sale. So whenever you're selling your art, just show up. just have a trust and a faith that you're going to be supported, that you're going to be guided. The people are going to be guided to you. You don't have to try or do much, but the most important thing is to share it. Share it. You have to. Don't gatekeep your art. Don't hide your art. I'm a person who is very expressive. I have many forms of expression. Many different outlets, and I share all of them. I make music, I sing, I rap, do poetry, I share it.
I know sometimes I get so deep in thought, and yes, I know sometimes my thoughts are dark. But in this darkness, I will find my spot. Illuminating my light, SoGlow. Illuminating my light, becoming friends with my darkness. No longer will I fight.
I paint, I draw, I share it. I speak, I share it. I feel that art is meant to be shared. It's not. I don't feel like it's something that's meant to be hidden from the world. Now I know that art can be sacred, and I respect if you don't want to share your art, I respect it, because art can be sacred to someone. You can have a sacred practice where it's like, this is sacred to me. I'm not sharing this. I don't share everything I make, but for the most part, I believe that art is meant to be shared. And if you are an artist and you are creative and you desire to be in a position where people are buying your art, people love your art, people resonate with what you create, how are they going to see it if you don't post it on Instagram? You know what I mean? How are they going to see your art if you don't have an art page where you're posting your work? How are they going to see it if you're not going outside and bringing your art to the people? We have to put as artists, especially in like this day and age. I feel that it's very important that we bring ourselves to the people. We bring our art to the people. That's the only way. Like, if I never come out here, I never would make no sales. Never would sell originals, prints. But I have to take the action, the aligned action, to show up. Some days are not the best out here. Some days I don't make any sales, Some days I make a lot of sales. Some days I sell originals for hundreds of dollars. Some days I leave with $0. But like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not up to me. I don't decide who buys my art. I don't. I don't decide who wants to spend their hard-earned money on my creation. Like, it's all up to them. But there's a higher power who is orchestrating that. So that higher power that's orchestrating that, I pray to that. I trust in that. I have faith in that power, that I'll be supported with me taking the aligned action to what it is that I desire. It's manifestation. It's a form of manifestation. I had to put myself in position to be supported. So this is why I come out here. So really the whole message of this video is share your damn art. Like, people need to see it. There's so many artists that I come across and they don't share their art. They say, like, I do a little art, but I don't share it, or it's not that good, or let me go find it, scroll in their gallery, and then, like, when they share it, they feel weird about it, or they feel like it's, you know what I mean, like they have this negative outlook, or this negative perception of their artwork, and they feel hesitant to share it because maybe they feel like it's not that good, or whatever it is. It's all limiting beliefs. So we have to change our mindset around our art. Like, I love my art. I believe that my art is very unique, very beautiful, one in a kind, very expressive, very raw, very childlike, very fun, very creative. I don't believe that there's many people who are expressing themselves and sharing and creating the way that I do it, because I am me. So I have a full trust and belief and love for my art. I'm quick to share my art. I don't hesitate with sharing it, because I know that the world needs it. So you have something that the world needs. We all have something. We just have to dig inside of ourselves, pull that thing out, work on that thing, and then share it. At one point, I was hesitant about sharing my art. But I remember my cousin, shout out to my cousin Destiny, man. She told me like, you should make, and this is years ago, before I was painting, before I even believed in myself as an artist, you know, like maybe like 6, 7 years ago or something. 6, 7 years ago, you know. She told me like, make an art account. You know what I mean? Like, make an Instagram and post your art. And when she told me that, I had this initial like hesitation or resistance that I felt on doing that. Because I get, art can be a very vulnerable thing and sharing, but there's so much healing and vulnerability, so much beauty in sharing something that is vulnerable, sharing something from your heart, sharing your art from your heart. So you're really sharing your heart. Share your art, share your heart, And I made a Instagram profile years ago, and that Instagram profile had a low level of followers for years. And last year, my Instagram began to blow up, and now I have, I think around almost 20K followers on my art page, man. And I'm very proud of that. I have 20K followers on my art page. I think I'm at like 19.6K, and it's all because I started to share my art, posting reels, doing reveal videos, revealing the art. That's all you gotta do, bro. Put the camera up, show your art, reveal it, turn it around. That's sharing your art. Do that consistently, people gonna see it. It's gonna get in the algorithm more. People gonna start resonating. People gonna start following. People gonna start commenting. People gonna start DMing you. People gonna start wanting to buy your art. So start from somewhere, but don't be afraid to start. When is the right time to start? Now. So that's my message that I have for you today. If you gain any value, if this resonated with you, gain any insight, inspiration from this video, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. I'm really I'm growing this page, y'all. Like, I'm not playing with this YouTube stuff now. Like, I'm inspired. I really want to grow this page. I am growing this page, this platform, this community, and I am working on a art community where I will guide other artists. It will be a whole creative hub where we all dive deeper into our creativity. It's called Creative Liberation, liberating our creativity, liberating past limiting beliefs, healing ourselves through our art. So we look forward to that. Just stay on the lookout. I'm working on a lot of things behind the scenes. Yeah, my name is SoGlow, if you don't know, and that means to allow your soul to glow, allow your light to shine, be who you are, express yourself, love others, share what it is that you have. Yo, stop hiding your artwork, man. Like, share that shit. People need to see it, That's my message to you. So until next time, keep creating. Peace. So I ended up packing up early because the rain came, and anytime I get rained on, it kind of is a bit discouraging because I have to leave earlier than I wanted to, but everything happens for a reason. So the rain came for a reason, and I got to leave early and go home and chill and work on editing this video. But it can be discouraging sometimes, just this whole thing of selling my artwork and going out into public and sharing it and wanting people to buy it, And whenever those days come when people don't buy my art, or I get only one sale or no sales, it can be discouraging sometimes, But I keep a positive mindset. I keep a mindset of gratitude, So today I made $33 from one sale, spent $20 on my lunch, so that's a $13 profit. And for that, I'm grateful. Stay in gratitude. Thanks for watching. Peace.